Episode of the CattleUSA Daily Podcast. Welcome back, everyone. Today, we are taking another business approach to an episode. And today, we are talking about some mindset shifts that I had to do in my personal businesses that helped me then grow my businesses, and how this all applies to you and your cattle operations. Okay, so stick with me. I promise it's going to be applicable, and there are going to be some really great take homes that you guys are going to get from this. So first and foremost, if you guys don't know, outside of this podcast, I own and operate 3 other businesses. I have my own podcast. I have a marketing agency. I have a photography business. Okay, 4, they all run together. And then I also have a Western business owner education business as well. Okay, where I do coaching and things like that. So 4 other businesses, right? So I have gone through a lot of growth over the past few years of my life as a business owner, development, and a crap ton of mindset shifts that I have had to do in order to run all of these businesses very successfully. Okay, so first and foremost, the biggest thing I want to talk about is I stopped trying to do more and started focusing on doing the right things. Now you're probably thinking, Lauren, you just said you have 4 businesses. Outside of doing this podcast, what in the world do you mean you stopped trying to do more? That is more. Well, yes, that is more, but I also have a great team behind me that has allowed me to do that more. All right. So I do want to preface that I stopped trying to do more and started focusing on doing the right things in each of these individual businesses. So we're just going to look at one for context, right? So looking at that specific business and being like, okay, what is working right now? And what's working right now, we need to double down on that. We need to focus on that. And we're going to ride it until we can't ride it anymore type of thing, right? And stop focusing on the things that aren't working for us. All right. And you know what? Maybe for you, it's working, but it's not fulfilling. That's also just not the right thing. And that's not something you need to be focusing on doing more on. So how does this apply to your guys' cattle operation? So just like I had to stop chasing every single opportunity that came my way and start focusing on the ones that aligned with my bigger goals, producers have got to get clear on what really moves the needle at the end of the day. Is it better marketing? Is it data tracking? Is it improved genetics? What does that mean for you and look like in your individual operation? So, applying this mindset shift to your operation, we're going to break down 3 specific ways that you guys can adopt this mindset today. And they're going to be a little uncomfortable and you're probably going to tune out on me on some of them, but I promise they're applicable, and I promise if you actually apply them, it makes a difference, okay? First and foremost, stop glorifying burnout. I said it. I did. It's okay to slow down and focus. It is okay to look at your life and say, I am trying to do too much and I am on the verge of burnout. I had an amazing conversation this morning with one of my dear friends. We haven't talked in a really long time, and we caught up and did coffee this morning. And I talked about this phase in my life, and we were talking about burnout and being business owners and scaling and what that looks like for us in this phase of our life. And I told her, I was like, genuinely, I didn't realize how close to burnout I was until I took a break, until I allowed myself to step back and realize that, oh boy, I was really teetering on the edge of a grippy sock vacation there for a little bit. And I didn't even realize how bad it was in the moment. So I encourage you guys, even if you don't think that you are on the verge of burnout, if you're like, I'm fine, everything's fine, still take a break. Because I personally, as an overachiever, as someone who likes to do everything all the time, didn't realize that I was on the edge of breaking until I stepped back and was able to gain that clarity and gain that vision. Number 2, know your numbers. I started tracking my business growth and my ROI more intentionally, and this made such a massive difference. Know your numbers, but specifics within those numbers. Know the categories, know the income driving things, know so granular on these numbers and where your actual return on investment is coming from. Because if it's not coming from certain sectors of your business, baby, it's time to cut. It is time to cut those things out and say goodbye, because at the end of the day, it is not worth your time, not worth your energy. If it's not bringing you joy and it's not bringing you money, say goodbye. It's just not worth it for your sanity, for anything. You have got to understand your break evens, your efficiencies, what's working, what isn't at a super granular level, because that's what's going to help you make these decisions, and make these decisions with a little bit of emotion detached from them, right? Because sometimes we get emotionally drawn into certain situations because maybe a family member wants you to be doing this. Maybe it's because it's the way we've always done it. You know, my least favorite words in the world. Maybe it's because of, I don't know, fill in the blank. All right. Putting data behind it, putting numbers behind it allows you to approach a situation from a little bit of a different mindset than you maybe would have originally or typically or whatever that may be. Need a ranch hand, livestock manager, or just some good help around the place? Ranchwork.com is the go-to job board for ranching-focused careers. They connect employers like you with folks who live and breathe the ranching lifestyle. With over 1 million visits a year, your job posting is going to reach a massive audience of experienced, hardworking cowboys, ranch hands, and land stewards, all right here in the U.S. And the best part, the ad rates are super reasonable. So head on over to ranchwork.com and get your job opening in front of the right people today. And number 3, my favorite thing in the whole wide world right now as a business owner is outsourcing. I love it. It has changed my life, absolutely changed my life. And I want to say outsourcing / growing your team, because they're kind of interchangeable in the way that I am describing it here. So outsourcing what you can, where it is applicable, and growing your team where it makes sense. So having hired help is phenomenal because it allows hired help that you can trust. Having hired help that you can trust and a team member that you can trust takes so much off of your plate and actually allows you as business owners to be able to look at your operation and look at it from a business mindset and say, okay, now I can start working on my business instead of in my business every day. Are there everyday mundane tasks that you are doing that someone else can be doing that is simply like just taking up either brain space or time in your day? Because those are both very valuable assets, and you need to start looking at your time as an asset. For me as a business owner, when I started calculating what I was spending my day doing and what my ROI was on all of those things, I cut out some things real quick. And then some other things I looked at and said, these are still important aspects of my business, but I don't need to be the one doing them. And so what is that for you? Is there a way that you can outsource, or is there a way that you can start collaborating with other business owners or other industry stakeholders that makes sense for you? Maybe this is your marketing and social media. If it is, hit me up. I got you. If maybe it's your bookkeeping, maybe it is, what does that look like for you? What area of your business are you spending a lot of time in right now that you're like, I either hate doing this or it is not providing enough ROI, or I just am like, my hourly rate that I have calculated for myself is not best spent here. Where can I outsource? Where can I start taking some things off of your plate? Because that goes back to burnout. When you start taking some things off of your plate, it helps you not get in that god-awful state of being on the edge of that burnout. So as we start to close this out, I want to give you guys some tactical takeaways that you guys can be doing and asking yourself in your operations to really start implementing this mindset shift. I want you to first and foremost ask yourself, what's one thing that I am doing that's not really moving the needle right now? And that might take you sitting down with a piece of paper and just brain dumping all of the things that you are doing in your business. And then you just need to sit there and really think about and really evaluate, what am I doing right now that is not moving the needle forward for me and my business, whether it be emotional or just straight up facts. It's not moving the needle in any way. Now, I want you to look at your schedule or operation and ask yourself, where are you stretched too thin? Again, probably going to need to take that brain dumping area, dump it all out, and ask yourself, where are you stretched too thin? Now, from those two answers, I want you to make a 3-part list. I want you to make a list of what to drop, what to delegate, and what to double down on. I'll say that again. I want you to make a 3-part list of what to drop, what to delegate, and what to double down on. Setting boundaries within these areas and getting clear on your why is going to help you immensely with this 3-part list. It's going to be hard. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's not necessarily going to be fun in the moment to decide on these things, but I promise you, on the other side of this uncomfortable moment that you're going to put yourself through as a business owner, you are going to get so clear on where your vision and your mission for your business is going. The key thing about this is it is not about doing everything. It is about doing the right things in the right seasons for your business. And the reality of this conversation today is, guys, is this is going to look different for every single person. And for every single person, it's going to look different during different seasons. During different seasons of life, you're going to have different priorities, and that is perfectly okay. It's actually just a part of the ag cycle. We're going to have different priorities during different seasons of the year as well, as far as that looks. So what does that look like for you? Be real, be honest with yourself, and allow yourself to get into that mindset shift from doing it all to doing what matters. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's short, quick little encouraging episode and just had some really good thought-provoking things go on, and that you're able to take this and actually take some time to implement all of these things that I just kind of covered with you guys. I hope that you actually sit down and you think about, what do I need to drop? What do I need to delegate? And what do I need to double down on to continue growing your business and just continue to make yourself a better business owner, a better cattleman, a better person in agriculture as a whole. So thank you guys so much for listening to another episode of the CattleUSA Daily Podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, please like, subscribe, rate, review, do all of the things that we really appreciate it here at the team. And if applicable, send this to a friend, send this to someone who you think might need to hear it as well. And again, thank you guys for listening, and we will see you all next time on another episode of the CattleUSA Daily Podcast. We'll see y'all.